Controversy is stirring up in Tucson schools, and it is not just about the budget cuts on Mexican-American studies.
Tonight, we'll take you inside the Wildcat baseball team's home field at their new field.
Basketball fans, you won't want to miss this. UATV gets an exclusive sit-down interview with Arizona forward Kevin Parham.
This is Wildcast.
Good evening. Welcome back to another edition of Wildcast. I'm Marlena Hamilton.
And I'm Lexi Suter. Tucsonans came together in South Tucson to discuss the future of TUSD. People are not just worried about the Mexican-American Studies classes getting cut, but also the state of education in Tucson schools.
A group of community members met at Valenzuela Youth Center in South Tucson this weekend. The group was dissatisfied with the state of education in the Tucson Unified School District. They talked about what they can do to make the future of TUSD better. They hope that the governing board can do its part to satisfy the needs of its students.
I think one of the mistakes is you can't just turn this into an ethnic studies fight. This is a Mexican-American fight. No, it's not. This is an American fight. We need people down here who can reframe the issue about academic excellence and excellence in education, and about, it's important that we have that type of diversity in our curriculum, and that we celebrate and encourage and embrace all these differences in our country and in our schools especially. To the extent to which we allow that to happen, no shame on us. We need to have more of a bottom-up campaign to really hold these folks accountable when it comes to these types of decisions.
When you listen to all the stuff that's said out here, the politicians, you can just see the breakdown of logic, the breakdown of consistency, and there's a lot of problems to be solved.
The group discussed possibly meeting again in the future to discuss more ideas, as it can only help the district in the long run. Reporting from Valenzuela Youth Center for Wildcast, I'm Charles Misra.
Officials and residents are concerned for the students in TUSD and their own children.
Arizona forward Kevin Parham was dealt a series of tragedies this season, but it's the way he handled what came at him that makes his story motivating for us all. Our reporter Evan Murray has the exclusive sit-down interview that you only see on Wildcast.
Kevin Parham has experienced a series of unfortunate events. Before the season, his mother was diagnosed with cancer. So one weekend he had off, he went to his hometown, the Bronx, to spend time with her.
It was obvious that the cancer was starting to take over her body. So I was there basically from 9 to 7.
He left the hospital and went to his dad's apartment. A good friend came over who had a jealous boyfriend.
Seeing I was on TV, seeing that I'm doing stuff, being real positive, and I guess he was very jealous. They just, came through the house, came through the door, and I think he shot me in my leg. It just went completely numb, so I couldn't really feel anything. Not to be dramatic, but I had to limp. When they left the house, I had to limp my way to the phone, and it was like a movie scene. It was blood everywhere.
After the incident, his first priority was making sure his mother never found out. Then came his own thoughts. When
it happened, I wasn't even thinking about basketball. I was just thinking about life, honestly.
3 weeks after he was shot, his mother lost her fight.
When my mother passed, I think it was a couple weeks before we were going back to the Garden to play in New York. So I know she always told me she was going to be at that game, but in the back of her mind, she knew she wasn't, because they told her she had a couple weeks left. Was just going to work my butt off in treatment and rehab and just try to play in that game, because I knew it was going to be special for not only me, but my family.
Through everything, he found someone to lean on.
The person I turned to was Coach Miller, because I would see him every day. And so he was very good throughout the process with my moms, my grandmother, and the shootings. He was like my mentor, not just my coach, but I spoke to him every day before and after practice, during practice. It was just great for him to be there for me.
Coming back a month earlier than expected, Kevin checked in against Ball State, receiving a standing ovation, but the rest of the season waited for him.
Reality set in. I started, not concentrating, thinking about my mother, thinking about my grandmother. So I would have my days, where it would be up and down.
Mentally, the struggle was still there.
Physically, I got better throughout the year, but people don't understand I had to recover mentally from everything.
The fans, his coach, and his teammates saw end of January his peak was about to happen, and his talent was going to shine.
I heard my mother, she was just like, you need to step it up. And it was funny because I really heard her talking to me. It was just like, you need to step your game up. That's basically how she would have said it.
Just when everyone felt the comeback, he went out against Washington with a broken foot.
I'm guarding one of the best wing players, and I'm coming up the screen, and I just felt something just didn't feel right. and I just broke down in tears. It was just like, back to rock bottom. Man, everything just flashed right before my eyes. Like, I was playing great. I think it was the best first half I ever had here at Arizona.
Sitting on the bench again, he has many emotions, understanding but also sad.
It's painful. I can't really pinpoint it, but it hurts just watching from the sideline. I mean, you can always turn it to a positive. That's how I think of things.
Off the court, Kevin proves that tragedy can happen to anyone, but it's the way it motivates him that makes the story a positive one. I'm Evan Murray, reporting from McHale Center with Wildcast.
You can catch Kevin Parham and the rest of the Arizona Wildcats next when they take on Arizona State in Tempe this Sunday.
Wildcats baseball season has officially begun, but this season is different. Wildcats reporter Cameron Carroll takes us inside the new field.
As the spring 2012 season is starting up, UA's Wildcat baseball team is more than excited to get their season started as they have moved to a new location. The Wildcats are now playing at High Cobert Field, located off Country Club, 2 miles from campus. High Cobert Field was once the spring training home for the Colorado Rockies and the AAA Tucson Toros. The stadium can hold approximately 9,500 people, and the move has high hopes for a higher attendance rate.
I think it's really cool. I really enjoy it out here. It's a lot bigger than the one back on campus, but it's a lot nicer as well. And so I think it's a good family environment for everyone.
The inside of the stadium has been fully redone to show Wildcat pride. It has a wall of fame showcasing pro baseball players who played in Tucson, from Terry Francona to Kenny Lofton to Trevor Hoffman. Over the last 2 months, crews have finished the university's $200,000 renovation of High Cobert, including painting it cardinal navy, patching the entire facility into the university system, and placing the old stadium's board in High Cobert's left field. An extra bonus is the free parking and the decision to sell beer and wine into the 5th inning. Students can use Zona Zoo to get into the game or purchase a ticket, prices ranging from $5 to $10. The university's head baseball coach, Andy Lopez, has said that High Cobert will be one of the best venues for baseball in the Pac-12.
I like it a lot. I think it's a lot better than where we were before. There's a lot more people coming.
Opening weekend, UA played 3 games against North Dakota State University. Winning 2 and losing 1, Wildcat pitcher Kurt Hayer pitched 7 solid innings, giving up only 1 run in the 4th inning in their first game Friday. This weekend, UA played Auburn University. Reporting for Wildcast at High Cobert Field, I'm Cameron Carroll.
The baseball team split games against Auburn University last weekend, winning the first and losing the second. The Cats play at home again on March 2nd against Harvard University.
It's a really, really nice stadium. It looks like a Major League Baseball stadium.
Yeah, and you know, I caught the game on Friday, and I have to say, it was a lot of fun. You know, it feels more like a big, a professional sporting event. So I think that the fans, the students are going to love, you know, going out to it.
They definitely will. Hopefully a lot more fans or baseball fans and students will go.
Yep, definitely. More interaction.
Definitely. That is all we have for you tonight. You can watch us anytime online at uatv.arizona.edu. I'm Marlena Hamilton.
And I'm Lexi Suter. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you back here next week for another edition of Wildcast. Good night, Arizona.